time out on the program, The Woman in You. As you know, we come to showcase the worth of every woman always, because every woman is wonderful. Every woman is outstanding. Every woman is marvelous, adorable, and nice, and should be treated that way. But unfortunately, some of us women have lost confidence in ourselves, and we don't believe that we can achieve whatsoever it is that we put our minds to. You are 100% that queen, sister. Believe in yourself. That's what we come to preach in this program always. I want to take pride in our womanhood. Why? Because my womanhood is my pride. Joy Oche is my name, and I welcome you to the program again for this week, The Woman in You. And this week we have a wonderful personality to talk to on set. Sitting already just by my right hand side here, ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Lady Patience Ogbewe. She is State Coordinator, Delta Cares Program. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Joy.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've been wanting to be seated like this with you all this while.
Wow.
And so today I'm very glad to be in your presence.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you for permitting me.
Thank you. Thank you very much for thinking it's, worthwhile to invite me.
We are here finally.
Thank you.
And we're talking about the worth of every woman.
Yeah.
We want to meet the woman in Lady Patience Ogbewe. Yes, tell us a bit about yourself to inspire the women out there, to let them know that every woman is wonderfully made.
Yeah.
And every woman is a queen. I tell them always, I say, sister, you're 100% that queen. Don't let nobody put you down. So let's get to meet you, ma'am. Who actually is Lady Patience Ogbewe?
Wow. Joy, that your intro was quite inspiring, very inspiring. And I do resonate with all that you have been saying. The woman, the pride of nations, womanhood, proud people. We are supposed to have confidence in ourselves. We're supposed to be able to understand what we are made of and to appreciate God for who we really are. For me, I really thank God for making me a woman. I know that sometimes along the line, life or whatever, you want to begin to, why is it that I am a woman? I would have loved to be a man. But as time goes on and you begin to understand who you are and begin to work towards being a woman that God really wants you to be, you begin to appreciate and know that God did not make a mistake in creating you a woman. And so that's why I would just want to tell you a little bit about who I am. Like Joy has already said, my name is Lady Patience Ogbewe. I am a woman, but not just any woman. I, over the years, have tried to live as a woman who loves God, as a woman who trusts her God. I'm married to a Reverend Canon Leslie Ogbewe, and have children, and of course do have grandchildren. And I've been enjoying in this atmosphere of being a woman over the years, and I really, really do appreciate God for making me that woman. Well, I started humbly, as it were. I don't know, Joy, if I told you I have a book. I wrote a book.
Wow,
I leap on the wings of God's love. When I turned 60, I asked God, I said, Lord, I really need to tell a story of my life, from my childhood even up to date, and to inspire other women to understand that being a woman is something quite exciting, and it's a work that you have to really, really put in all your best to be able to get results, in the sense that when people see you, they will understand that this woman has come from a long way and today she's impacting lives. The book kind of encapsulates all the things that I have been through as a young lady, up to being a mother, of course, a little bit of being a grandmother, But again, when I read it, I remember, and some of the things that had happened to me, is being a woman is determination. You need to be determined to make it. Being a woman is something that you strive towards, standing in the crowd, not just sitting. Because when you sit, people sit on you. But when you try to stand up, at least you have risen above a certain position. And there are so many variables that will want to make you to sit down, but you can also work against those variables so that you can stand. One of them is believing in God. I'm a woman who believes in God, and God has been my strength all these years, and He will continue to be my strength. And if you rely on Him, He will surely strengthen you. I think that's where I am for now. Probably I need to expound some more as we proceed.
Yes. As we go on, we need to know more about you. Basically, right now, we want to go down memory lane.
Yes, please.
Yes. You just talked about the book you wrote.
Wow.
You tell us a bit of growing up. How was life with you growing up?
Yeah, life was quite exciting growing up. Second child among 4 girls. And, and a child who was gotten after so many years of being sought for. My senior sister came, and for so many years, my parents were like, oh, Lord, give us another child. Eventually, I came, and you can imagine, a child that was sought for.
Precious child.
Precious, loved, pampered. Given everything more or less that she really needs. And it was quite exciting growing up as a young child, and a girl for that matter, protected by parents. My senior sister, who happens to be like a mother, who acted as a mother and continues to act as a mother up to tomorrow. And everyone that my mother was acquainted with when she was alive, they know me, and it's like, okay, this child is not to be tampered with, and so you must take good care of her. And over the years, God has been there, giving me people, surrounding me with people who appreciate who I really am. And of course, climaxing in the kind of husband that I eventually married, who also has been able to live up to that expectation of taking care of me so somehow I have some good testimonies of growing up as a child. But no matter what, life challenges still come. You cannot run away from that. And that's the crux of the matter when it comes to living your life as a woman. You must face life's challenges. And no matter the persons who are around you, they are just supporters. They are support systems rather. But living through life is something that you must have to do by yourself, because like I always say, your destiny is in your hands. When life throws lemons at you, you make lemonades out of them. That is just that what has actually happened to me while growing up.
Okay. You didn't really have it that difficult as it is, because the way it's sounding right now, you were just so pampered. Because I don't want to tell you this one.
Oh my God.
Right, so let's look at you as a young girl still, because every child that's growing up has a dream. What actually did you were planning as a young wish? Let's use this word. I have a teacher will tell you, I wish to be a doctor when I grow up tomorrow. In future, I want to be a lawyer. In future, I want to be an engineer.
Oh my God.
What were your dreams as a young girl?
Yeah, look, like you said, like I narrated, like everything was rosy. Yeah, it was good, because when I hear the stories of other persons, I begin to wonder, and I say, Lord, thank you. But then, like I said, sometimes, even if you are born with a silver spoon, that silver spoon, you must utilize it effectively. If not, silvers do rust at some point. Yeah, they may rust. Depends on how you make life out of it. And it is life giving you what it has for you that will determine whether you're going to live through it or you're going to let life, you're going to let go, as it were. Now, we all had our dreams, like every young girl. When I was a teenager, when I was in secondary school, I had my dreams of, I'm going to get married someday, the kind of person I'm going to get married to. We had these utopian ideas, we're going to have cars, we're going to travel abroad. We were shared, that kind of a thing. And of course, career-wise, I actually wanted to be a lawyer. But somehow along the line, That's why I really love the new system where we have a counseling. In our time, we didn't really have counselors, but we knew that you could do law, you could study law, you could do some other subjects that are quite interesting and really relevant to you, and it can make you better persons tomorrow. I wanted to do law, but for certain reasons, somehow I opted out. I wouldn't want to say that now on national television. We all know what. And we never knew that when you study law, when you come out, you don't only go to the court to defend persons. You do other things. You could be a corporate lawyer. Yeah. You could. So those are the things we try to also help people to realize. If something, probably somewhere along the line, there's a course that may not, that's attractive, quite attractive, but there is something for your beliefs and other things you wouldn't want to, delve into it. But there are other ways with which you can also succeed in that particular course. So that's why counseling is very key and important, in the development of a child. Yeah, that was one course I really loved. But again, I didn't regret it, because I've learned to move on, as it were. I ended up studying English language and literature in the University of Benin City. And it has really helped me, because it actually formed the basis for whatever I'm doing and what I am now career-wise, in the system.
That's nice. Okay. So we can say, fine, you dreamt to want to go into law and become a barrister at law, but today you're not that. But you're happy with the course you studied, and it's made life very beautiful for you as well. Okay, so let's look at the challenges you've been through in life. From the young star that you were to adulthood right now, to becoming mother, becoming a grandmother, what are those challenges you've been through in life? Even through career-wise, I learned you've worked properly as a civil servant and retired and got an appointment again, and you're still working. You're not tired anyway, because say a lot of persons retire but they're not tired, and that's who she is, still working now. So what are those challenges you've been through in life, and how did you surmount them all?
Like I told you, I was inspired by my challenges, and I had to write a book. I leap on the wings of God's love. The idea of leaping, when you leap over something, it shows you really, really want to get over a situation. You want to leave a particular position, and not just crawling or walking. You just want to leap over it. And God has been good in that area for me. Challenges, for example, while growing up in school, let me not even start from there. I can't recall any challenges. But one thing that turned me over and was a shocking experience to me was when I lost my mom. That was one heavy challenge, and I know that in the life of every child, particularly for somebody like me who has been pampered, the whole world turned upside down for me then. But thank God for today. She was sick. Yeah, but that one I overcome that. Then when I got married initially, the initial issues of finance, trying to make ends meet, with the husband struggling. I just came out of school. I didn't have a job, and you can imagine. So those were challenging periods. But again, like I counsel young girls, if you have hope, if you have a dream of being something in future, first and foremost, you try to get a basis for growth. And the basis for growth is education today. Now we are also advocating skills acquisition. When you have that, you don't grow overnight. You don't grow overnight. You work on, or you kind of earn or you gain gradually as you move on. based on the respective activities that you add to your basic knowledge. And so, yes, those were challenges. I know sometimes in those days, there are times I don't have money to even buy shoes. I could use one shoe for almost 6 months, or sometimes my shoes get bent. If you read my story, I had to make friends with a shoemaker, because when I'm coming back from the market or whatever and the shoe pulls, I just go straight to him and he fixes them. I don't even have money to pay him. I say, Mom, don't worry. When you have money, I know you will give to me. You have to make friends. You have to be friendly. You don't have to close up. That's the reason why when they were saying, Sorosoke, that period, the children were like, oh, yeah, you need to open up. Because a lot of problems we're having today are children who have been stifled, who have been pushed to the background, who have been threatened that if they say anything, that they're going to be, or rather they are going to be punished or whatever. And fear comes into play. And when there is fear, certainly there is no progress. And so there is need to be open about it. So for me, I was not ashamed, but I knew there was something wrong because I couldn't get what I wanted. But at the same time, I knew that I could overcome this level of my life. And how do I do it? Is by putting machinery in place to ensure that my life gets better. So financial challenges, principally at the early stage, was one. Then coming to my career, I did English language. Then I was given, I now was...
So we can say with faith and trust in God Almighty, and you believing in yourself,
yourself,
you were able to go through that financial challenge you had.
Okay. That's it. Now, and also at the same time, you learn to support, if you're married, as a young girl married, because it's so sad, we see children these days, 1 year, they've left their marriages and because of lack of understanding or whatever. We also need to speak to our young boys too, to be able to take care of people's children, because we cannot be talking to the girls all the time, and the girls are putting their best in the homes, and the boys are busy misbehaving. At the end of the day, they start behaving like their fathers who beat up their mothers. We also talk to young men. I mean, for example, I was giving a lecture to some young men sometime, and I said, look, yeah, we understand that your mother used hand to wash clothes, but you can afford a washing machine. What stops you from buying a washing machine for your wife? There's like that, my mother used to wash clothes with her hands, so you should wash the clothes with your hands. And these days, girls, with the, manicure, apart from that, they need to live well. We are in a developing society.
Times have changed.
Yeah. Development is like worldwide now, as it were. And sometimes this affects your psyche. Sometimes it gives you inferiority complex, and inferiority complex is dangerous.
Very, very.
It's dangerous because when you are inferiority complex, you begin to think negatively, and you begin to wish people evil, and anger sets in. And anger is one of the things that will sort of scale up some of the evil activities that operate in the homes. When a young girl can afford to use a knife to kill her own husband. These things we thought were used to be in African magic, but now they are like life happenings, realities. So it's unfortunate. Nobody goes out there to say, okay, I'm going to kill. But there are a lot of things that happen in the life of a man that makes him to either take life on the negative side or be positive about life. But importantly, we need to, as much as possible, try to look inwards and say, Lord, please help me to be a better person. Then if somebody is being nasty to you, Lord, pray for the person, that the person will change. But at the same time, improve yourself. Try to improve yourself. Like when we graduated, for us, there was embargo on employment. I graduated as English language graduate, nothing to do. My husband was like, just started working. And so with his little salary, we're just managing and everything. So I thought, what can I do? But my mom taught us some skills. How to fry buns, how to bake cake, how to do. So I looked inward and decided to gradually set up something small. And that was where I was making my money. What was I doing? I was even playing with it. I was like, okay, if that cannot buy us stockings, shoes, or whatever, I could do that with the little money, the change I have, that will not stifle him with so many demands. So why is paying house rents and other things? I'm busy. Do you want with a clean mind, not with the heart of trying to acquire so much. You're not competing with anybody. There's no competition. You're not competing with your husband. If you are, as a woman, if you are a working mother, it's not your intention to compete with your husband to say who's bringing more. No. You understand? It's for you to be able to help and live a better life. If your husband cannot afford a wrapper, you can afford it for yourself. You get it for yourself. If your husband cannot afford clothes for the children, you should be able to, buy the clothes for your children. Not that because daddy or your husband was not able to get you some things, and because of that the children will be looking shabby. And say, yes, let us shame the man because he's not able to.
As a matter of fact, it's you, woman, you get
honestly,
you because people look like the mommy can take care of the children.
What I'm trying to say, in earnest, is that as much as is within our power, particularly as a woman, because we are concentrating on the woman right now, be free in your spirit. Be happy. Do have a dream. Pursue it, but with all sense of responsibility and faith in God that He will take you to where you are going eventually. Yeah.
Okay, in line with talking relationship as a marital relationship right now, let me just quickly bring this in. As beautiful as marriage is, some of us have not been able to get it right, There are issues here and there, like you said. So let's look at women dying in marriages. Yes, breakups and all of them put together. A case in point, I want to be crystal clear about this. A case in point, the Osinachi's story. What's your take concerning
Osinachi's story? Osinachi's story, it was like Osinachi's case, very sad, very sad. It was like using a blanket to cover light. And it actually touched the hearts of every person in Nigeria, especially, particularly women, different strata, the young, the middle-aged, and of course, the elderly women. Really, really sad. Ooh. You can imagine, from out of the blues, somebody whom you see like a kind of person that will lead you in your ways, somebody who sang so beautifully, somebody with a very beautiful image of a woman, fulfilled, satisfied, only at the end of the day to be hearing stories of such concerning her life, concerning her marriage. I know at that point it would have really affected loads of women who may be going through the same thing that she went through and decided to speak. Remember, I talked about speaking out. Yes, for us women, sometimes we want to protect our husbands, in quotes. Protection in that respect, it's not because you want to protect him from evil or from anything, from being dealt with or whatever, but protecting him so that your weaknesses will not be revealed. Your shame will not be revealed. Women, when you say, oh, your husband beats you or whatever, the fellow woman is very unfriendly to have other women. It's like, what they wish to describe is that, the woman that the husband beats. And she was like torn between two things, the devil and the deep blue sea. In the sense that this is a woman who is a preacher. This is a woman whose songs turn hearts around, turn lives around. This is a woman where you have the golden voice, rather. Yeah. And for her to begin to use that same voice to say that my husband beats me, you can imagine. For that reason, she thought she could change the situation. But unfortunately, she died in the process. And this is happening. Osinachi's case is one case too many, even at that period. And we pray that we don't hear of such again. Concerning men beating their wives to death. We don't hear of such again concerning men not necessarily beating, even psychologically, daily, mentally hurting their wives to the extent they begin to die of hypertension and so many things. Before now, we were told that women, the percentage of women dying of hypertension was quite lower than that of men dying. But now, it's like women, the percentage of women dying of hypertension overtaking that of men, now higher than that of men dying from hypertension. But we don't pray that people die anyway, because we will fulfill our age in the name of Jesus. Amen. But why should women die unnecessarily? Mothers of children. For her, not one, not two, not three, 4 children. Yes. Who's going to take care of those children? Sometimes it's like, oh Lord, what is happening to our society? It's rather unfortunate that women are dying in their homes. But what can we do about it?
So what will you advise women that are, like we said, Osinachi's case is one case too many to begin talking about. We have a lot that would rather want to conceal it than talk about it, as to say. And because the fear of what will people say, yes, have led a lot to remain in it, and at the end of the day, die or whatever it is. Some don't really get themselves back, and you keep asking, even when friends and family ask, they try to still want to like, no, all is well, but you're dying silently. As a mother, a grandmother, what would you advise to such women?
Oh yeah, first and foremost, how do you lay your bed? Because there's an adage that says, it's the way you lay your bed that you lie on it. How do you lay your bed as a woman? Because let me tell you, no man is a saint and no woman is a saint.
That's true.
So it has to do with who you are basically as a person. Now you marry this man, somehow you must have an understanding of the man that you married to. But somewhere along the line, people say, you know, when you have an agreement and at some point you begin to shift the goalpost, things will begin to happen. You know, uncertainties, trouble, lack of trust, disrespect will come into play. As a woman, you enter the marriage. You had your marital vows, as it were. Let us not talk about adultery, because it may not be that too common as it is for Christian, but we know that's one thing that could cause a marriage, and for a man that could make a man crazy, you know, when he sees that, oh, the wife is falling. But even the cases we're having now, it's not a matter of adultery. Imagine a woman of God passing through such challenges. But as a woman, you find out that somewhere along the line, the challenges of the times pertaining to career, pertaining to rising up our responsibilities, marrying, career, and the home, marrying, childbearing, and the home. Sometimes we may miss it from there. And the man, like I said, we should begin to train our men too. May not understand. His assumption is that as a woman, you must get 100%, or rather, you must carry out the 100% functions of you being a woman in the home. And that's why some men, the woman will do the cooking, the woman will go to the office, the woman will do everything, and the man will sit and cross his legs. Naturally, it's expected that the girl will say, or the woman will say, honey, why don't you help me? I mean, it's natural. But some men will say, what do you mean? My mother did all himself. Forgetting that the mom was
never in the kitchen.
Forgetting that the mom was not a career woman. Forgetting that the mom didn't have to go for office engagements out of town for about 2 to 3. You can understand, if you allow your wife to be involved in such a career, you should be able to assist her to do some other things. But because you cannot be in 2 places at the same time. It's a matter of understanding. Then again, when you see your husband behaving that way and is refusing to allow you achieve your dreams 100%, in that instance, you need to speak out. You need to meet with people who will be able to impress on him. That is if you don't want to leave your job. Because I've seen men who have caused their wives to leave their banking jobs. And the woman comes home, and both of them are looking at one another, and the problem in home escalates because you are not bringing the money. The woman who was bringing, you have caused her to stop her job. I mean, that's foolishness. So what you will do is to probably get counseling, either from the pastor, from the man of God, from an experienced person who will be able to lead you, so that sometimes what we need to do is to address the ego of either the man or the woman. Because there are some women, you are already growing in your career and you feel that you are all in all. In your office, everybody calls you ma, boss. Even the guys, the men, elderly men call you ma.
So you go back home.
When you go, you want to transfer that
the boss in
to the home. And when your husband says, honey, warm the soup. I say, look at yourself. I say, my goodness. It's something that comes in natural, but the natural man cannot please God. The natural man cannot please God. So naturally,
humility comes in.
Yeah. So it's God. You need to meet God, meet with God and say, Lord, help me. Rebuild me, my senses, my thoughts, my precepts. So that even as I'm here, I go home. I mean, no matter the office you are occupying, my children know. I don't even pull my clothes. When I used to wear a lot of suits, I will enter the kitchen with my suit. Nothing spoil. I will come out, cook the food, happy, everybody eats, and there will be peace in the home. Oh, sure. It's when you won't begin to drag, and there are so many ways we can go out. But it's unfortunate that many of our young people have died. Sometimes, I'm a Christian, I'm married to a pastor, so you can imagine. So I always address some things from the spiritual point of view. But we are living in a system, and at the same time, as much as possible, we try to align most of our solutions with solutions from the Bible, from God, with God. And if you try it, it doesn't fail you. It doesn't really fail you. But the system sometimes will make you look like, oh, you are going off board, or you are trying to spiritualize everything. But whether we like it or not, we are in this world by the grace of God. And if we refuse to follow the precepts, we'll continue to have these issues. That's my take anyway.
So as it is, it's very possible for you as a woman to be able to build a career and hold your home front as well. It's really very possible because mommy has done it. She's worked for years, retired, and she's still working, and she's still doing it.
Yeah.
Let us into your secret place so we can advise the younger ladies and the younger girls to know that yes, it's possible for you to hold a career, earn your own money, very important, and hold the home front all intact.
Wow. Well, nothing is 100%. Nothing is 100%, I must tell you. You just look at life from a very beautiful perspective. Because if you look at life from from your own perspective as a person and hold on to your beliefs so tenaciously, you might miss it. Be open. Somebody once asked me, you started having kids early, and when you were working, your children were growing up, how did you manage? My sister, I had to get support. I was lucky though, not that I had siblings who because everybody was busy, because there are some homes now, your siblings cannot even come to stay with you because all of them are independent somehow. But somewhere along the line, people came in, family people, then all along, I always get support, helps. People who come to help at home as much as possible. And that's what I want to advise people. And thank God, in these times, we have creches where you can take your child to, so that, you can be able to make a mark in your career. You know why they relegate women to the background? They will say, don't worry, put her name there. Okay, because of your baby, you will not go, Okay, no worry. We will give you all we need to give you, no problem. You're taking care of your baby. Other people go to the field. Because I was not really a field person. I started as a teacher, but gradually I kind of metamorphosed into development and administration in the civil service. So you find out that they will just use that eye to be looking at you. That's their concept concerning concerning you. Or that when they are taking decisions, critical decisions, okay, don't worry, she doesn't have the time. Every time she doesn't have the time.
Because of our children.
When it's time for recommendation, you'll be omitted. And they will consider those people who create time to do it. I tell you, it is possible. Be friendly. Some of us are not friendly. We have house helps. We want to kill them. We don't take good care of them. I only tell people, look, you can have a house help. Yeah, you have the dreams for your children. Somebody was telling me that, you know why I cannot get a house help is that I want my house help to be able to go to the same school my children go to. And you know that it's not possible because you're paying school fees of about, let's say, assuming 80,000. Now I know some people are paying 200 and something for primary. Yeah. It's okay, it's fine. Now you cannot have house help because you feel that you are compelled to. Look, who says the model schools are not okay? In fact, sometimes they're even better than the private schools. If you must take your children to private because that has been your dream, fine. But again, taking a child in, assisting that child, developing that child, the child doesn't have to go to the private school. You can take it to a decent model school. Make sure her uniform is not torn. Yes. Give her sandals. Give her good school bag. Let her look good. Even if she's not wearing the same uniform, give her a life. Because if you leave her ordinarily in the village or whatever, from wherever you brought her, you find out that if you do a comparison after 2 years, you will know that you have taken somebody from out of the pit. You know that you have taken somebody out of the miry clay and you have set her foot upon a solid rock. Yeah. You know that you have formed a basis for somebody's life that may be a future president tomorrow, a governor tomorrow. You can never tell because the people who are even the governors and even presidents, I don't know how many of them went to private schools anyway. But let us not be giving lame excuses for not being able to help people. Because in the process of helping, you also have help. Yes. So it is good for me, how did I survive? You said, yeah, I sought help. I accepted help from persons and also developed them accordingly. I may not have done my best then. From what I know now, I know I didn't do my best then, but I know that any child I have now, even I tell my children, if you have house help, make sure they go to school. Make sure you treat them well, even if they don't go to the best schools according to what society say. Yeah. But I know that every school is good. It doesn't really matter. That's one way. Yeah. Then, another one, how do you manage your home front with your husband? You must be able to make sure that there is food in the house.
Very important.
Very important. If you don't prepare, there's going to be a lot of controversy, a lot of trouble, because men don't joke with their stomach. Even like my husband, he doesn't. Let me not say he doesn't like food, because everybody likes food, yes. But it's not really too much of a food person. Exactly. Yeah, too much but you must make sure that the food is there. So as much as possible, put your things in your freezer, prepare them. Like I said, you always have a help. You can say, okay, you don't have, because for me, I do all the cooking till tomorrow. But I have people who help me prepare, do the vegetables, do this, boil the meat, put in the freezer, go to the market. As I'm here, I have friends. Be friendly, both with the high and mighty. Yeah. Market women are my friends. I can stay and I will order for everybody. As I'm going, I'm picking my tomatoes, I'm picking my beef, I'm picking if I need to buy beef or whatever. They will just cross over and bring it. And just do extra money, and they'll be happy. Let us try to be friendly. Because some of us, we are too enclosed. We should try to open up. I know why sometimes, because of what life has thrown at us. Like I said earlier on, if life throws lemon, you turn them to lemonade. And you enjoy yourself. You begin to drink it, Then again, there is issue of the bedroom. Bedmatics matter. Some women, I'm tired. We need to pray about that. Because those are the things sometimes that makes men very frustrated.
And nobody can talk.
Nobody talks about that. And when the husband and the wife are quarreling, I say, oh, what's happening? I mean, I don't mind her. No. Okay, what happened? Nobody wants to say anything. So sometimes, like as counselors, we don't understand that. Okay, it may be. So we advise the girls. Some women are usually overworked. We are overworked as women. But
so when you get to that time, you are tired.
Tired. So what I want to advise is that don't take it personal. Some of the problems that crop up in the lives of women is that we take a lot of things personal. It's like, does he not understand that I've been working all day long? Does he not know that? Don't you know that I've been cooking? Don't you know I was the one that went to school run? Don't you know that I've been the one there? Don't you know? And the man just like, what? Are you not supposed to be doing all these things by yourself? No. What you do sometimes, oh, dear, sorry, I went to work. I may be closing late. Please forgive me. I'm not able to cook the food that special meal. But when I come, I will prepare something nice. I will compensate you. Please. It's only a monster that will not understand that language. You understand? Then if you are tired sometimes when it comes to the bedroom matters, you can tell him that you must know why you are tired. Not that. So say, oh, please, I've been washing plates since morning. I'm really tired. Please, next time. I'm sure the man will understand. I'm sure he will understand.
Some of our young ladies have this habit of some or few that I've heard about. Tell us like when it's what we're talking about right now. I'm tired, but I'm not in the mood and let me be. And it goes on for like a week or so. I had a friend confide in me. I was like, what's that? That's crazy. You mean your wife?
Oh.
He said, you won't believe it. I don't know who I'm going to talk to, but you're my friend. We can do that, you know? So I stay and I pause. I'm like, what am I supposed to tell her? I don't know. But as a mother, as a grandmother, what would you advise such women that can boldly tell the man to stay off? I'm not in the mood. It's like you take control. As when I want, not you to come to me. It's not a matter of I'm tired. It's like I'm not interested.
Wow, that's actually a tall order from a woman to a man, honestly, and it's rather a sad development. But it happens though, like you're telling me now, it has happened. Then, like I said, my life is based on the Bible principles. The Bible says we should not deny each other.
Thank you, Mommy. That's all I could say. When they asked me, I said, it's supposed to be here.
We should not deny. So the question now is that, is she a Christian?
I tell you, it's okay. We all go to church.
We all go to church. Now, people are trying to separate Christianity from believers. Is she a believer or a non-believer?
Okay, that's a very good question as well.